the business we are in at LSU, providing a world-class experience for our student athletes to compete and earn their degrees.
Hello, Tiger fans. I'm Emily Dixon, and you're watching Inside LSU Sports, presented by Community Coffee. It was March Madness in the PMAC, and while the Tigers fell short of the Sweet 16, the foundation of this program has been laid. In this week's episode, we'll put a bow on the women's basketball season, send off an LSU football legend, and go inside with LSU Gymnastics and their quest for an NCAA championship. But let's get things rolling with head coach and Hall of Famer Kim Mulkey and the players that made this magical season a reality.
Inside LSU Sports, presented by Community Coffee, is brought to you each week by the 8 partners that represent Team LSU. Cox, the official communications provider of LSU Athletics. McDonald's, official sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Our Lady of the Lake, official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics. Planet Fitness, official gym partner of the LSU Tigers. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers. People's Health, the official health plan of LSU Athletics. And by Coca-Cola, official beverage partner of the LSU Tigers. This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Bud Light.
This afternoon is a first-round matchup between the 3rd seed in the Spokane region, the Fighting Tigers of LSU, and the 14th-seeded Tigers from Jackson State. LSU on the run, outlet Payne. Payne drives, dish, Terry, layup is good. And listen to the crowd here in the Maravich Center.
That's the way you execute transition.
Right side, Cherry, 18-footer, good by Cherry, who answers. She's got 10.
Afua's doing such a great job on the boards.
Running chance again to Cherry, 5-footer off the glass and in.
What a great decision by Jalen Cherry.
Cherry is fired up.
What a great shot by Ryan Payne. She kept that ball on the outside and was able to finish. Big basket.
Now LSU will face
Gotta look back.
Baseball pass up ahead. Pointer steals it.
Great.
Pointer into the front court. Need a good possession. Pointer headed to the bucket. Scoops it up. Yeah! It's counted a foul. Pointer tried to take it. She has it on the floor. Taken by Cherry. Layup is good.
Go.
Wide open 12-footer. Yes! It's good. Cherry with a career-high 24. Timeout, Jackson State. Morris gets it to Pointer left wing. Open three. Yes! It's good. It's good. And that's going to do it. 3 seconds to go. Cherry into the front court. The horn sounds. The ball game is over. And for the first time in 8 years, LSU has won an NCAA tournament game. And boy, did they have to work for it.
For those 5 seniors to do what they did, I had to remind them in that locker room. You were picked 8th in the league and you finished 2nd. You got as high, I think, as 6th in the polls. You got to host a regional. You're on a national scale viewed as one of the top 16 seeds in the country. It was the first win the other night for those seniors ever in the history of postseason. There's so many things that we tend to forget after a loss.
We came up short, but can't look over, everything we've been able to do, and the things we have accomplished. We accomplished a lot of our goals that we set out, the little minor goals that we had. And like I said, we fell short with this one, but very, very proud of this team, and thankful for the staff for everything they've done for us. Thankful for the fans. They played a huge, part in our success this year, and forever LSU.
They didn't want to disappoint the fans. What an unbelievable atmosphere. It was so loud and electric in there. But I said this early in the year, and I hope people, when they left here tonight, felt the same way. Those kids never stopped playing hard. Even when we're overmatched and the other team is more talented, or it might not be our night, those kids play their hearts out for you. And I said it when and if it ends, there is no bad story that can be written about what you witnessed this year.
This season it's been a heck of a season, and you can't overlook everything that we've accomplished. We never been, us 5 seniors, never been in the top 10. That's something that we all accomplished, and it's been a great season for us, and I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for the coaches, and I'm thankful for the fans and everybody else that poured in all their love to us.
One of my most enjoyable years ever in my career. I personally judge good coaches based on the talent they have on that floor, and are they overachieving? Did we beat some people this year we should not have beaten? You bet we did. We beat a lot of them. We beat ranked teams. We didn't start this baby ranked. We came from nowhere and just built it. One of my most enjoyable years, obviously, because we were winning and we've won, but it's enjoyable because you can see the impact that one program can have on an entire university. You can see it. And I think all of us in this room saw the impact, and it was done in 1 year.
We're thankful. Thankful we were here. Thankful we were able to host, play 2 games on our home court. Not everybody makes the tournament. So, yes, we lost, but you have to look at the positive things and the good things that we accomplished, the small, minor goals that we accomplished, and not hold our heads down. Like I said, my team and I, we fought to the very last end, but it's March Madness. You got to come to play for a full 40 minutes. It's hard to get into a hole and come out of a hole, and we ran into a great Ohio State team. Had a great game plan. They hit some open shots, and we just came up short.
Stay tuned for more Inside LSU Sports after this break.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice.
And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
Mommy, guess what? We win.
Hi, that's fake, mi amor. Ice cream?
Yeah!
Okay.
Protect your connected devices with advanced security included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi.
We get it. It feels like everything has changed. Masking up, changing demands at work, fewer gatherings. But one thing hasn't changed. Our commitment to your health. It's why Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group keeps finding better ways to serve you. Video visits with one of our providers, online scheduling, weekend hours, and nearly 100 locations where providers know your medical history. Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group, providing you with the best care where and when you need it.
As humankind faces its most critical challenges yet, the world demands leaders, and LSU is taking up the charge. The research we do here goes everywhere to protect communities threatened by climate change, so you can live your life with fewer worries about tomorrow. We're formulating a better way for everyone, because at LSU, our calling is humanity.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Assurance Financial. When you find the home you want to buy, choose a mortgage lender that can help you buy it. David Alello with Assurance Financial, lending the way home buyers prefer it.
Hey, competitive greatness starts with the way you think, right? If you want to dominate your opponent, you got to think the right way. That last one is a great example. They walked in there, grabbed the rope with a mindset that we're gonna dominate on this pull. You gotta walk in there. That's the way you gotta think when you line up. I'm gonna dominate my opponent. And it's the way you think, and that's what we've been talking about. You gotta think the right way every single day. When I walk in here, I'm gonna dominate this workout. I'm gonna dominate the day. When I wake up, I'm gonna do all the right things every single day. I'm gonna start it the right way. I'm gonna make good choices, good decisions, because it's gonna carry over to when you get here. So there's nothing that clutters up the way you think about being a champion. That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. We're here to dominate and win a national championship. We get back, we're going in to spring football practice. And we're gonna build the foundation for a championship football team.
LSU football head coach Brian Kelly kicks off his first spring ball right here in Baton Rouge this week. And while Kelly prepares the current Tigers, one former LSU star is sailing off into the sunset after a very long and successful NFL career that ended with a Super Bowl ring. Here's a look back at the incredible run by Louisiana's own Andrew Whitworth.
I think respect is something that has to be earned for it to be legitimate. And so for me, I look forward to that opportunity to earn their respect and then for the opportunity to show them that I'll show up every week and be ready to play.
Well, welcome back to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We watch a Monday workout of the LSU Tigers.
Number 76, Andrew Whitworth, is one of the most imposing figures on the LSU football team at 6'7" and 325 pounds. Andrew has developed into one of the most dominant linemen in the SEC.
The first way you can be helpful to a team be successful is that you play well yourself. And so, as I've always said, it's a simple thing and cliche of just doing your job, but the reality is if every single football player goes out there and does their job, we're going to play real well. So.
These guys have been a part of a lot of wins here, and there's Whitworth, and he's getting a big ovation from the LSU studio. I remember Whitworth. You remember that game up at Virginia Tech? It was his first game.
Yes.
It started, and he hadn't missed one since. And you
That's
think about how long ago that's
What's
been.
that, 50 or 51?
51, I think, is
51.
today. 51. You know, and not only the game, he hadn't missed a practice.
Yeah.
Not a practice, and you talk about 5 years worth of not missing a practice. Wow.
I just love playing the game. I love being a part of the locker room. I love pushing guys, all of us in the same direction. You know, I believe that leadership is not about dictating a room as much as it is inspiring guys to want to do something with you. That to me is leadership, when people want to just go into the same building with you side by side and do something. And
whether we choose to acknowledge it or not, this is the truth. The people who come to see us play, who watch our game on TV, who buy our jerseys, who follow you on social media, they're why our game exists. It's why we have a field to play on. We are financially supported and provided the opportunity to play a kid's game because of the support we receive from communities across this country and across the world.
For 11 years, Andrew Whitworth was a staple at left tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals. But in 2017, he traded in his stripes for horns and stabilized the Rams' offensive line that needed a veteran presence.
Yesterday was probably a bittersweet day. It was the end of a long time invested in a place and the excitement of a new adventure.
Those gray hairs, they're a symbol, that's a badge of honor when you have gray hairs. And Andrew Whitworth, he's showing these gray hairs aren't just from stress, that's from experience, baby.
Andrew Whitworth is the oldest offensive lineman in the NFL.
In what ways are we paying it forward to the same communities we all grew up in, we all came from, or maybe the people that we've seen struggling along the way we got to where we are? It can be as simple as making a kid smile by walking into school and telling them you love them and you believe them, and they can achieve anything they want. Or maybe it's stepping up financially and saying, I'm going to ensure every child has the same opportunity in education, regardless of what their zip code is or what state they live in. Or maybe it's using your platform to make sure local government and officials are always creating programs and funding that have youth having an equal playing field and the ability to chase every dream they ever had. It's called an investment. You can apply those three things to any charity or cause you have a passion for. You can invest your time, you can invest your finances, or you can invest your voice. Doesn't matter which. We just have to keep investing in each other. Let your heart lead you all the way.
Well, from 2006 till now, that is a long climb up the mountain.
Man, it just makes you reflect on all the people that have been a part of my life and influenced me to be where I'm at, and all the people along the way that you fought and battled with. You know, it all molds you into who you are.
It's just an awesome opportunity to remind people, man, bet on yourself, believe in yourself, and never let anyone's opinions become your reality, man. I couldn't be more gratified with this moment and my teammates and my organization.
5 years ago, I was told I was a little too old, and I was told that maybe my time was done. And I tell you this for every single person standing out there that's ever doubted anything you've ever done. Bet on yourself, because 5 years later, I'm holding this trophy up and I'm 40 years old. Let's go. Don't let anybody's opinions of you ever become your reality. Bet on yourself. World damn champion. Lead with your heart. And I can't wait to watch the legacy continue, because remember this, it's a blessing and not a burden to carry on this NFL legacy. Thank you so much.
Stay tuned for more Inside LSU Sports after this break.
It's Ford Truck Month, America. With new inventory arriving daily, it's time to get after it in a Ford F-150 and a Ford Ranger. Stop by your local Ford dealer today and let us help you custom order your truck your way. Then we'll get after building it. It's Ford Truck Month. Visit your local Ford dealer today. Get 0 for $66 and $500 bonus cash plus an additional $2,000 retail order bonus cash on Ford F-150. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
Now is the time for new beginnings. For holding each other's hands. For encouraging each other. And for working together. At Women's, our mission is to improve the health of all women and infants. So today, we're focused on new ways to care for you and keep you safe. Because seeing you healthy and strong is important to us.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice. And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
As humankind faces its most critical challenges yet, the world demands leaders, and LSU is taking up the charge. The research we do here goes everywhere to protect communities threatened by climate change, so you can live your life with fewer worries about tomorrow. We're formulating a better way for everyone, because at LSU, our calling is humanity.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by TJ Rizz, legendary Louisiana barbecue.
The NCAA Gymnastics selection show is complete, and the Tigers now know both their seeding and destination. So what does it all mean in the chase for a national championship? We caught up with head coach Jay Clark after the road to the postseason was revealed.
With the Raleigh Regional, we start with 6-seeded LSU.
Obviously, coming out of last weekend, we weren't thrilled with with how that went. But the good news is for us is that we're most of our most of our goals lie ahead of us still, and we're in the NCAA postseason. We did not, take ourselves out of what would have been. We were going to be a 2 seed at a regional anyway. Trying to hit the reset button, and analyze what happened, and be able to move forward is the important thing to do. And I think they've got the right mindset to try and right the ship and move forward again. Look, our season's been a pretty good one under many challenging circumstances, and we feel strongly that this team's capable of doing. The sky's the limit in terms of what this team can do, regardless of the evidence that we showed last weekend. I think it was a little overcooked. I think we were just a little too hyped, and when your first routine goes down, it sort of jarred them. And most of the rest of it, I thought Beam, they bounced back quickly, but then once they began to realize where we were in the competition, they started to press. And it's true in every sport. When you begin to press and you're trying to do something supernatural or superhuman, you end up doing the exact opposite. And so it went against, once you get into that pattern, it goes against everything we talked to them about, and competing fearless and free of mind, and being able to attack what they were doing. They weren't attacking, they were pressing and trying to make up for a monumental poor start that we had on what has been our most consistent event all year. So it was disappointing, but I think it was a learning experience for them to go through that. We had not seen anything like that all year long, a performance like that all year long, and it's unfortunate, and we were all devastated, coming out of it, because we fully expected to go in there and put our best foot forward, and all indicators leading into the competition were that was what was going to happen, and it was just it's something that snowballed on us, and I've got to make sure that we don't find ourselves in that same situation again. Well, I thought Beam was exceptional. I mean, we went over there after the sort of bartastrophe, as I called it, that started us on bars, and they settled in on Beam, and that's a hard thing to do, and that they did a great job of kind of settling down. We went 49-5-5, I think, on balance beam under those circumstances. I was just pleased with the way that the team really rallied at that point. They really were doing everything they could to kind of chip away at what had been a poor start for them, and I thought they did a great job on balance beam. UCLA is the wild card. They didn't get off to a great start this year, but probably next to Florida's roster, they have one of the most star-studded list of names on their roster that there is out there, and they're fully capable of. I mean, I think they've gone 198 this year, and they're fully capable of putting that together. So I think that's probably it. I think it's the 4 spot in the regional that is a super talented team that could potentially compete for a national title, just like the 3 teams that are above them in the region could. We're going to get TV coverage for the round of 16 at the regional this year for the first time in the history of our sport, which is awesome. And then at the national championships, there's now an off day, because the disadvantage for the team being in the evening session before was that their turnaround was so quick. If they were in the evening session and they had to turn right around, get in bed at midnight and then have to turn around and compete the next day. This should allow the teams to recover a little more, give them a recovery day to kind of hit the reset button if there's any issues that need to be addressed, and we'll be able to turn things around in a more reasonable time frame, because nowhere else in our sport do you compete 2 days in a row. From here on out, we've got to make sure we put our best foot forward. The best lineup that we have available will be on the floor, and it's go time. I mean, there is no tomorrow. It comes down to hit and advance, survive and advance, as they say in other sports.
Stay tuned for more Inside LSU Sports after this break.
We're Dudley DeBosier. As an official partner of LSU Athletics, we love being back here on campus.
It's where we began our journey as lawyers.
And it keeps us connected to the community we pledged to serve.
This place has made a difference in so many lives across the state.
And it inspires us to do the same.
We're a law firm that cares about this community.
And that's the Dudley DeBosier difference.
Demand Dudley DeBosier, official partner of LSU Athletics. 444-4444.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice.
And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really, really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
Mommy, guess what? We're rich.
Hi, that's fake, mi amor. Ice cream?
Yeah!
Okay. Protect your connected devices with advanced security included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi.
As humankind faces its most critical challenges yet, the world demands leaders, and LSU is taking up the charge. The research we do here goes everywhere to protect communities threatened by climate change, so you can live your life with fewer worries about tomorrow. We're formulating a better way for everyone, because at LSU, our calling is humanity.
When you support, she soars. When you donate, he delivers. When you provide, they prevail. Since 1987, TAF members have lifted the minds, bodies, and spirits of LSU student athletes, making sure they have what they need to succeed in competition, the classroom, and in life. When you give, they go.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health, one of Louisiana's largest pediatric healthcare networks.
From gymnastics to football and everything in between, there's plenty for LSU fans to keep tabs on this spring, and we'll be here to bring you the latest. I'm Emily Dixon, and as always, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Inside LSU Sports presented by Community Coffee. We'll see you next week.
Inside LSU Sports, presented by Community Coffee, is brought to you each week by the 8 partners that represent Team LSU. Cox, the official communications provider of LSU Athletics. McDonald's, official sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Our Lady of the Lake, official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics. Planet Fitness, official gym partner of the LSU Tigers. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers. People's Health, the official health plan of LSU Athletics. And by Coca-Cola, official beverage partner of the LSU Tigers.
This is the business we are in at LSU, providing a world-class experience for our student athletes to compete and earn their degrees.